Welcome everyone. We are in conversation with Manan and Subhadeep from Ixigo, the brand that has disrupted and changed the way the travel industry works. The travel industry in the last couple of years have gone through multiple changes, from COVID protocols all the way to revenge tourism. Customers today and travelers want all kinds of experiences which are personalized, which span across various forms of travel that they are doing, from train to airlines and so on and so forth. They want their experiences to be embedded, and they want recommendations. Recommendations into hidden destinations they've never been to, recommendations to experience life very, very differently from what they have done before. Ixigo has been at the cutting edge of doing these kind of experiences which are personalized, which recommends things for their customers in real time. As they are experiencing the various enthralling experiences, they see these recommendations coming in, these interventions coming in, which gives them real value from having interacted with a brand. So with that, I would like to head out to Manan and Subhadeep with a set of questions in terms of how do you guys manage to do that, right? Customer engagement has been evolving in the travel space, and there are multiple touch points that people get into. How do you as a brand seek to cultivate those exact touch points to be able to give the kind of personalized experiences and recommendations that you do?
Yeah, so what we have seen is travel is not only just about the booking experience, it's also a end-to-end experience that we are giving it to our users right from the time when they decide to go to a place. So we have come up with the itinerary creation tool called Plan, and it can be as customized as you want. It's on ChatGPT. So you just say, I want to do a Europe trip for 10 days. I'm traveling with my wife and a kid, and I'm interested in history. So it will curate a travel itinerary just for you, which will be unique to your query, right? And then obviously you can book flights, you can book hotels. And after that, we also help you in the post-book journey. So if you've booked flights, we'll help you book, get a visa, we'll help you get a Forex card, we'll help you book hotels, we'll help you book a cab to the airport. So effectively what you are doing is we're utilizing all the touch points wherever the user is comfortable with. So whether it is SMS, email, push notifications, or WhatsApp, and users can choose to subscribe or unsubscribe to any of these. And we use these touch points to help the user not only book their tickets, but also help them in the post-booking journey experience.
Yeah.
And if you're traveling by flight, we'll also send you notifications telling you if your flight is getting delayed, if the gate of the flight on the terminal has changed, and we'll also tell you about the baggage belt once you have arrived, that hey, your luggage is at this baggage belt, right? So it's about giving that end-to-end experience to the user, which leads to that customer delight.
Yeah, and absolutely, this is very fascinating because I think this also comes from the whole idea that it's no longer push, right? It is almost a pull because it's your travelers, your customers who are coming in and saying what do they want to do, and therefore you're suggesting things which would be so very immersive in their overall experience that it feels so great about that, right? And that's the greatness about an experience like this. Given that the travel sector is notably price sensitive, right? And it is driven by many offers plugged into the entire experience. How does a brand like Ixigo connect with its customers when it is a segment which has these kind of value drivers, which kind of drive their experience ideations? Subhadeep, Manan.
I can take that.
Sure.
So there are multiple aspects of looking at that. So firstly, we regularly do a competitive analysis, and we try to see that what kind of discounts are offered or what kind of price changes, fare changes are happening for each of the airlines, and we do that on a regular basis. And we try to sort of compete on that what sort of fare changes are happening and how we can provide the best value to our customers. And also we look at the kind of discounts or offers that are running on the competitor website and how we as a brand can excel that and provide even more value to our customers. And our branding and our partnerships team, they are constantly on the hunt to bring on board new partners so that our customers can even get more value out of that. And also we have more real-time and contextual nudges that we send out in the form of be it push, email or WhatsApp, in terms of what kind of price change that is happening, if there is any price dip that has happened or prices are increasing, fares are increasing. So we send that on a real-time basis to our customers. So I think that provides a contextual nudge to users to quickly finish the booking. Otherwise, given the fluctuating mind of the customers, they might switch on to other competitor apps and complete the booking. So these have been our strategies.
Just to add to his points, right? So while discounts is one aspect of it, because like in India everyone loves discounts, but what we also focus on are value adds that are not available with competitors. So something like a Ixigo Assured, which allows you to get a full refund if you cancel a domestic or an international flight as late as 24 hours before departure, right?
Wow.
So, and you get a full refund. So you obviously pay a slight premium for taking that, but then the peace of mind and especially the cancellation charges, which are very high when it comes to airfares, right? So you get that, and it's a no questions asked. You click a button, you get the refund.
Wow.
So when you build such experiences for the user, right, then they come back to that platform because they see that value. And not just, even if the discount is 100 rupees less, but they will use it because they love this feature.
Yeah, and that's a very interesting point, right? Because it's not just about one point of transaction, but it's also about ensuring that there is a repetitive, retentive view of doing that transaction and bringing customers back. And that's when the lifetime value kind of increases. That's where real value comes in, right? Ixigo uses and utilizes real-time triggered nudges like we talked about, based on dynamic prices and so on and so forth. How do you utilize CleverTap as a partner? And we've been working with you guys for a while now. And how do you see CleverTap kind of adding or partnering with you in kind of bringing about these kind of nudges, these kind of recommendations, based on the whole set of algorithmic understanding of the customer, right? So your thoughts?
Yeah, so we have created a lot of contextual journeys to cross-sell and upsell use various services and the pain points that a user is experiencing in that flow, right? And we have basically integrated a lot of data points, and you are using CleverTap to ingest that data, and then with the CleverTap's help, we are sending that data from a communication standpoint back to the user with respect to nudges via push, etc. Right? So some examples, for example, you searched for a flight and you did not book. Now we realized that the next day the fares have dropped by 20%, right?
Sure.
Or the fares have shot up by 20%. Now in both the cases there is a positive woe from a perspective that okay, fares are down. It's a good time to send a nudge to the user. Hey. And if it's fares are up, then also it's like fares are moving up. If you're still making up your mind, you better make that move and book it right now, right?
Right.
So that's a nudge that is again powered via CleverTap, and we feed the price information via APIs to CleverTap, and then the information goes to the user. Similarly, in the case of trains, availability is a huge challenge, especially during the festive season when the trains are running full, right? Now, so whenever a user searches for a train ticket and the tickets are not available, and let's say there are some cancellations that happen and the tickets become available for that, right? So then there's a nudge that goes, hey, availability is now there. Why don't you go ahead and book? And similarly, if the user has booked a waitlist ticket and we have a prediction algorithm, which again is the data is fed back to CleverTap, which realizes that okay, the tickets are not going to get confirmed basis the past history, and when the Tatkal opens for that window for that user, he gets a nudge, hey, you should book a Tatkal ticket. And if Tatkal is also not available, we are able to even propose a bus or a flight depending if a bus or flight exists on that route. So because the user has to travel, let's say it's a Diwali, he has to go to his hometown, right? So if you are able to solve for that user and give him all the options, at the end you are solving for that user.
Great, and this is where I think this is a fascinating use case because we've talked about a little bit about in the past about demographics and behavior, but I think this takes it to the next level of personalization, which is what you guys are doing in terms of really triggering it based on events. Understanding what's really happening now and not just looking historically at data almost in a one single view of data, but rather what's happening literally now and then, kind of triggering dynamically the entire messaging that goes out there. This kind of smart recommendations and other aspects of it, I'm sure is driving certain set of matrices, certain set of customer loyalty and such parameters. Any views that you guys have seen from doing this, which has kind of shown you how personalization and recommendations kind of helps you in times of bringing about greater growth, higher retention, and so on?
Yeah, so I think a lot of campaigns and journeys that we have set up around the use cases that I talked about, and we measure each of them with respect to a control group to figure out the actual incrementality of sending out that communication. We do see a incrementality percentage which hovers between 10 to 30% depending on different campaigns and journeys, right? So any incremental value that we are able to get, there's obviously a user pain point that you are solving, plus you are even making more money because you get those 10-20% users who are transacting more, right?
Right.
So, but we are quite happy with the way the incrementality that we are seeing across the journeys. And hence, we are figuring out more ways and more journeys and such contextual nudges that we can add so as to even grow faster.
Absolutely, guys. And I think from what I hear, definitely next time I'm traveling with Ixigo, because it's going to give you that experience which is end to end, gives you, I think it merges a lot of the physical experience of traveling with a lot of the digital experiences that we have had during these last 2-3 years when travel has been restricted. It brings the best of both worlds together. I'm sure there is a grand future in front of you guys, and we being your partners, well-wishers, we wish you all the very best, and I'm sure the future is going to be super bright, and thank you for taking this time out to talk to us today.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.